Hi, I'm Dave Samet from the Royal Australian Chemical Institute's mentoring program. We recently held a workshop on how to network, how to walk into a room full of strangers and make effective business connections. This podcast has been put together with bits and pieces from that presentation and then from the discussions that we had with students afterwards. I hope you enjoy it. There's many things that we can do to train you to help you be far more successful right out of the gate. So in the mentoring program, we have an 80% success rate for students graduating with a job already waiting for them. Now these aren't the students who are necessarily top of their class, although some of them do great, but it's just about understanding how the job market works. Today what I'd like to talk to you about is one of the biggest things that any of you can do is to build your network. Your network is the single most likely place where you will find a job at the end of your university studies. Even at the graduate level, there's roughly a 2-to-1 ratio of students who find a job through a network versus through advertised positions. And I can guarantee you the network jobs will be a lot better jobs. So right from the get-go, you should all be building your networks. Okay. So what is a network? A network is far more than just an opportunity to find a job. When you get out into the world and you start to do business, because science is business, business is science, your network is a source of business opportunities, it's a source of collaboration opportunities, it's a source of trust to help you make good business decisions quickly without having to go and learn everything for your darn self, right? So it's more than just the job opportunities that will come through your network. It's about building your entire career. I particularly love to go to small events because it's easier to network. It's a bit like being a shark in a school of fish, okay? Bait schools group together and it confuses the shark and they don't know who to go after and so they get nobody, right? The same can be true of really big conferences and events. You see so many people in the room, you just don't know where to break into that bait ball and it can make it very difficult. In a smaller, more intimate environment where there's 50 or 60 people, it's a lot easier to make those first connections, right? But also, events with exhibitions, right? So conferences with an exhibition or you know, symposium where there's going to be trade exhibitors, right? Because, firstly, when all of the people go trooping off to listen to the presentations, those exhibitors are suddenly sitting around with absolutely nothing to do and therefore nothing better in the world to do than talk to you. Okay? You've got all the time in the world to take your time to establish a relationship with them. Now these people are almost always salespeople, which means that they have vast networks. So they're really good people to network with. And the other thing is that salespeople, they want to help you. How many times am I going to say this today? People want to help you. They want to see you established. Why does a salesperson want to help you? Not because they expect that you're going to buy their product, right? They're selling a $500,000 piece of instrumentation. There's no expectation that you're going to be saying, yeah, let's buy that, right? There's no expectation that in your early career you're going to have the decision-making power to do that. But what they do is they know that they're playing the long game. They help you, get you set up, and then 5 years from now or 10 years from now, what they can count on is not that you will buy their instrument, but that you will give them time of day. When they come knocking on your door, that you will give them time of day. That's the quid pro quo. It's incredibly daunting at the beginning of your career to walk into a room full of strangers and make effective contacts, right? Is there anyone among you who feels incredibly confident doing so? No. The first point is this. The people in that room are people just like yourself. This is networking, professional networking. The people who are in that room, they're people just like you. They're people who want to talk to you. They've come for the same purpose you have, right? So, and particularly when we're talking science here, sorry to the business students, but most of us scientists, we're not alpha personalities to start with, but neither are the other people. Right? We're all just people. We might be older, fatter, balder, but we remember what it's like to be you, right? In fact, when I look in that mirror, you know, there's some mornings when I look in that mirror and go, Jesus, who's that old bastard? Right? Because in my head, I'm still you. The second tip is you don't have to try and pretend to be someone you're not. You know, if you're a little bit shy, that's okay. That's normal. That's human. All you have to do when you go to a job interview, when you go to a networking event, when you go to anything in a professional environment, you just have to be the best version of yourself. And that's not asking too much, is it? Here's the thing. You can use introductions, right? You've said it's incredibly difficult to know who do I talk to, how do I break into those conversations? Well, how about this? How about you go to the event organiser and you say, I'm new here, I don't know anyone, who would you recommend that I speak to? Because not only will they definitely point someone out in the crowd, chances are they'll walk you across the room and introduce you. And then you don't have to have that moment of, who do I speak to, right? So you go back and forth. Afterwards, you take some notes. You follow up with the people. A conversation is not a conversation. It's not a ball thrown against a wall that just comes back to you. A conversation is a seed planted. Networking is farming. You're sowing the seeds this season for the harvest you're going to reap next season. So that's the point. You don't just put a seed into the ground and walk away. You put a seed into the ground and you fertilise it, you water it. You nurture it. Get involved. There is nothing better that you can do to raise your profile than to get involved. Your professional society, your university societies. This is the stuff that raises your profile beyond... Look, there are over 180,000 graduates coming out of university every year. It's a milling, swirling morass of graduates who are all pretty much the same. For us employers, if you just poke your head up that 10% above the rest of the crowd, you get noticed. And then having built your network and you're 4 or 5 months out from graduating, whether it's a PhD, whether it's an undergrad, then you go to your network and you say, I'm going to be graduating in X. If you hear about any opportunities, can you let me know? You're not saying to them, do you have a job? Do you have a job is a closed question. Yes, no. No. If you hear about any opportunities, is very much an open thing. And so it serves you much more widely. Does that make sense to everyone? Right? So, and I will say, if you hear about any opportunities, is one of the most powerful questions, statements, whatever, that you can make in your network. And I guarantee you that a decent proportion of your network will actually go out of their way to try and help you find that great position. Guarantee it. Alright, step in the camera, come on. There we go. Yep, there we go. Yep.
Okay. So I do it
No, just, what did you learn tonight?
Tonight at the networking event, I learned how to maintain your contacts after networking. So after every 3 months, you should send them an article because you know exactly what they enjoy doing and what they do in life. So you can send an article to sort of a conversation with them and to make sure it's still inside the networking circle and sort of
Absolutely. Give a little now to take later.
Yeah, exactly.
So Max, so let's tell us, what's the most important thing that you learned tonight?
I think meeting you was great because you're very positive.
Thank you.
You make it feel somehow easy that it's possible to build a connection, it's possible to enjoy your time with people, and if you do that, then you'll be successful because you have to be yourself. Once you're yourself, then you can be confident and happy. That's what I get from that.
Well, thank you very much for that.
I should be thanking
Appreciate
you.
you coming along. Thank you very much. Go. So what was the most important lesson you learned from tonight?
I think the most important lesson I learned tonight is how to overcome fear, the barrier that makes me afraid to talk to new people during networking events. So once I can overcome that fear to start talking to people, everything becomes easier.
Absolutely. And it's always worth remembering, they want to talk to you.
Yeah,
Coming by that purpose.
and yeah, one thing I learned from you today is that I learned that people want to help you in the networking event.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that after knowing that, that helps me to know that not to be afraid to talk to people.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for coming tonight, Alan. It's been great. Another shot here. There we go. So what was the most important lesson that you picked up out of tonight's event?
I guess being open to new people sort of and their experiences. And if somebody's a consultant, don't sort of dismiss their opinion as, oh, they're just going into business. Because as a scientist, I sort of before would only target scientists for my networking, but now I realize like the importance of targeting salespeople, targeting business people, everything.
It's a valuable lesson. Thank you very much for coming along.
So here we go, Rebecca.
Yeah.
For the podcast, what did you learn tonight? What was the most important lesson?
Getting sick of this.
That networking is very important when you want to get a job, but also after you have a job. Connections.
That's an excellent lesson. Thank you very much. This is just one of a number of resources the Royal Australian Chemical Institute is putting together to support young people in the early part of their careers. We have our podcast, we have mentoring materials available through YouTube and on the Young Chemist Group Facebook page, as well as the other places listed on the slides attached. We wish you every success in your career and we look forward to seeing you again. Thanks.